So this week's material is about disaster and the media. Some key terms that I thought were important were disaster films, which is basically what it sounds like. Films that kind of surround like a natural disaster, such as like an earthquake or like a volcano erupting or a tornado, stuff like that. Um, and then there's also disaster film behaviors, which is like the how they react to the disaster and how the characters like handle it and how like the government or society or whatever the setting of the film is, like how they handle it. um and a lot of people think that it's like creates awareness, the disaster films, because it shows you kind of what to do in the face of a disaster and what actually goes on. Another concept is myths and misconceptions of disasters, which I think the media is, especially disaster films, kind of connects to that a lot because I think that it's kind of like over dramatized and there's a lot of like situational drama in there. Um, so I think that that can interfere with kind of spreading awareness. Um, Also, death toll. Um, so that's used to talk about like the severity of a disaster in the news and stuff. And it's also problematic because it's hard to calculate that. So they could say that a disaster was really really bad because like so many thousands of people died, but they don't actually know how many people died. Um, Next is unpredictability. So just the unpredictableness of disasters in the first place, like how the concept of like how prepared can we really be when disasters themselves are really unpredictable. And then the concept of like the powerlessness of humans, and that kind of analyzes like how we as human beings react to disasters because we don't have any control over it, and we can choose how to help each other and how to recover physically, but like mentally and emotionally you have to kind of step back and really admit to yourself that you didn't have any control over what happened, and that's really hard for some people. One of the muddy points for this topic for me was I don't really understand how exactly disaster films spread awareness, like I read in one of the readings. Um, I think, like, personally, that they just show like over dramatized situations and situational drama. I don't think that I've actually watched a like Hollywood disaster film that really actually prepared me for a disaster. So that was just kind of a muddy point to me, is exactly how they spread awareness. Um, and then my question for the class would be, do you really think that the media's goal is to spread awareness and facts during a disaster, or do you think its goal is to just create a blind panic within citizens, kind of just get a reaction out of it all for the drama, not really about the facts? Thank you.